unprecedented event of present history. Initiative that comes from people around the world. Main project of humanity. People stopped being silent about urgent issues of our society. All cultures have an image of the ideal world people want to live in. A world that prophets talked about. The time has come when we can make it real. How will we use this chance? Let's meet March 20th, 2021, 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Time. International online event of global scale. Creative Society, what the prophets dreamed of. This is the day the world will unite to find out the truth. Join the entire humanity and spread the message.
Hello, dear friends. Welcome to 6 Degrees of Connection on Alatra, Africa. On a daily basis, in live broadcasts, we meet people from various countries and continents to find out about their culture and to discuss very important questions concerning our society. Questions like what kind of world each person would like to live in? How do we envision a society of happy people? And what can each of us do today to live in creative society tomorrow? The Creative Society project is a unique global project which has been initiated by people themselves for the entire world on a volunteer basis. The goal of the Creative Society project is to transform our current consumer society into the creative one purely by peaceful means and in the shortest time possible. We can create a world we all want to live in. And I want to invite you, our dear viewers, to meet our guests today from 2 countries, Kenya and Zambia. And I welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would like to ask our dear viewers, our dear guests, what do they love about their country the most? And who would like to start? And whoever starts, please introduce yourself. Who are you and what country you're from? And I also want to introduce my co-hosts. It's Olga from Russia and Leslie. Hello, Leslie.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Well, today we have 2 countries. We have Zambia, and I would like to hear from our Zambia guests. Tell us, what is wonderful? What is the best attributes of Zambia that you enjoy the most and love? Please tell us about it.
Maybe you can tell us also the capital of Zambia and the capital of Kenya. I think this could be a very good beginning because sometimes we realize that there are so different names of the capitals. For example, the capital of Burkina Faso, we are still learning how to pronounce. So it's great if you can also tell us this information. So it's good to know what's the capital of your countries, guys.
Are you with us from Zambia?
Okay. Is that question coming to me?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'll first start by maybe introducing what I'm doing. And quickly say that the capital city of Zambia, of course, it's Lusaka. So I personally, what I do, actually, by the way, we are twins. So I have a twin brother in case you happen to meet a photocopy who looks like me. So basically, I'm an IT specialist. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, do you hear us?
Are people there?
Yes, we're here. We're here.
Okay, so I'm an IT specialist. I went to school in Kenya. So Kenya is my second home. I've been working for the hotel as an IT manager at Lusaka Hotel. So basically, I'm running also my own tourism website. And then also I'm a volunteer for quite a number of orphanage centers here in Lusaka. So I love spending most of my free time with the kids. And then I've also been in traditional cultural exchange programs. This is between Scotland and Zambia. So I've been in Scotland almost 3 times at Aberdeen University doing some traditional cultural exchange, because I've grown up doing a lot of cultural activities and acrobatics. So Kenya, they know what I'm talking about when I say acrobatics.
That's
So
nice.
I don't know what more I can say.
Maybe you can tell us a few words about your country, like what you like most of all about your country. Acrobatics, maybe, yeah, or something that makes you proud to be Kenyan.
To be Zambian.
Oh, sorry, Zambian, yeah, Zambian.
Zambia, I think what makes me very proud is I think we are a peaceful country. We are a peaceful country, and we still enjoy our peace because even historically, we have never been involved in any, civil or something like that. I think I can put it in that way.
That truly is something to be proud of.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
think,
so much.
totally agree. It's something that you should be proud of, that your country was not involved in any conflict. I wholeheartedly support.
Yes, it's a very rare today for a country not to have the history of some events like that, not unfortunate events. And I know that Carolina, she's also living in Zambia right now, but you're originally from Poland. So could you tell us, how do you like Zambia?
Hi, so I'm Carolina, as I was introduced. I work here. I've been here for 1 year and a half. I work in development in education and health, so I interact quite a lot with local people that actually I like a lot. And I think when you live in any country, it's very important, these interactions with the local people, to get to know better their culture, their mentality. And this really helps also in working, in communication. What I really like in Zambia, there are many things in terms of tourism. It's a very interesting country. It's very rich in fauna and flora, and it has quite a lot of beautiful national parks that are spread around the whole country. So I think my stay here, that it's 14 for 6 years, might not be even enough to go and explore all those places. And also what people, they would say it's one of the landlocked countries, so doesn't have the access to sea. And many people, they would complain that it's not a nice country because it doesn't have the access to sea. But I see it a bit from another perspective, because it's also surrounded by so many also very interesting countries, and has very beautiful rivers and lakes, that basically I don't feel this nostalgia for sea. I used to live before in Guinea, in Western Africa, and the capital was at the seaside. So it was completely different in terms of the climate as well. The climate also is very interesting here, because we all know that Africa is considered to be very hot, very humid. But here the climate is more intercontinental. So we also have this winter-like climate. It can become quite cold. And it helps also these chilly evenings and nights help better breathe and I think better function and work as well on a daily basis. The food also I really like. It's very, very rich. The country has very good soil. It's very fertile, basically everywhere. And people, they say here, whatever you plant, it will grow. And this I can confirm. I have my own garden and I tried already all different things and it grows very, very well. So we have lots of choice in terms of the vegetables, both those that are already imported, but also the local ones that are very good. We have lots of also food in terms of the meat. It's a meat country. Also, there are lakes, so we can have fish. And then the country is also open to import from the neighboring countries like Botswana, South Africa. So we have access to all different also imported products that many expats as myself might meet. So I really enjoyed the beginning of my stay here, but so far it's a very beautiful, very friendly country also. People, they are very, very nice, always helpful, easy to work with.
Very good. Wow, that sounds wonderful. Now we'd like to hear from Cecilia and Kenya. And what do you love so much about Kenya? I love the history of having the most minerals in the world. Kenya being the richest in minerals. Yeah. I learned that as a kid.
Yes. Yeah, my name's Cecilia Akinyi. I live in Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. I've been living here for the last 20 years. I'm a business lady. I do different types of business. I have a liquor store. At the same time, I have a tour agency.
Wow.
So I love my country, Kenya, because of people. Our people are so kind. They're so friendly in Kenya. And if you happen to come to Kenya, you could not believe. Everybody wants to speak to you. Everybody wants to know where you're coming from. That's why I love my country so much. So another thing is that we are proud because we are very good in marathon. Our people here are always we are running so fast, and we are always winning when it comes to marathon, you know.
Yes.
So I love that.
Strong people, you know, before.
Yeah, we are very strong. I think it's because of the kind of food that we are eating. We are eating food direct. We are eating fresh food. And,
well, your air is a lot cleaner too.
Yeah. Actually, we are blessed because the weather here is so nice, and we can we have fresh food from the garden. We have all types of fruits, and they are very cheap. Life here actually is really, really cheap for us. We cannot compare with any other country. And in Nairobi, actually, we have all types of fruits. We have all types of vegetables. We get a lot of meat here. And food is really, really cheap here. Another thing that we have animals. We have a lot of game reserve. And we are happy for that. People are coming from different parts of the world just to come and see these animals. Another thing, we have rivers, we have lakes. We also have Indian Ocean in Mombasa. So we are proud of that. If you happen to come to Kenya, you can, the first thing you go and see animals. If you haven't seen lion, you can see in Kenya. If you haven't seen all these type of animals, the big five, that makes us proud. Then again, you can go to coastal area, you go to beaches. We have beautiful beaches in Mombasa. Mombasa is like, from Nairobi to Mombasa is like 450 kilometers. So that makes our country really, really nice. And we also have different cultures here. Kenya has 42 tribes, and we are happy because we have different types of food. Maybe, for example, we have 42 tribes, and all 42 tribes, we have different types of food. So that's make it also wonderful. If I happen to go to another tribe, I'll eat different type of food that I'm eating, that I'm making in my house. So we have so many types of food in Kenya.
Nice.
Yeah, and also we can ask
that's why
Collins, because also Collins is just sitting and listening. The small, information about Kenya. Let him also add something, because I think he's also from Kenya, Collins, right? Cecilia,
Yeah.
I know you're a businesswoman, but let's give him a chance, to speak.
Collins and Andy.
Gender equality.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Hello.
Okay, so my name is Collins Wahanda. I am actually a Kenyan. I'm also in Nairobi, which is apparently the capital city. It's a great business hub. And there are so many activities going on in Nairobi actually right now. I work for a tech firm. It's we deal with fintech products. With let's say we are trying to come to get in finance. We want to change something for the Kenya. So apparently my company is in Singapore. So the last year I was in the head office. Just flew in from January. It's nice to be back, and I can tell you something that maybe Cecilia never mentioned about Kenya. It's one thing we are very good at. It's the coffee and tea. We are very big producers of coffee and tea, and when we are talking about farming, we export a lot of stuff to the Western Europe and maybe America. We also do great in flowers. We have a very big flower industry in Kenya. Another thing I can add on, I guess, is the wildlife. It's like we host one of the seventh wonder of the world is the wildebeest migration, which might be coming, I think, around April. From April, I don't know whether you guys know about the wildebeest migration. It's where a bunch of wildebeest they migrate from Kenya and they go to Tanzania. And there are a lot of them. We are talking about something like 30 to 300,000 wildebeest migrating from. You see, so it's a great number of wildebeest. That's why it's one of the seventh wonder of the world. On cultures, we have a lot of cultures. The last time I think we have around 44. Is it 44, Cecilia? 44 tribes in Kenya. So it's very sometimes it's very hectic. Like at some time I prefer we could be maybe one language or something, but we are good at that. And on the cultures, we have one of the best cultures in the world, which is the Maasai. Maasai come from Kenya, and they are one of the only tribe, myself I believe, which are really sticking to their culture. Most of us are going to the Western culture, but if you visit the Maasai, they still keep their origin. They still have their old culture, which is beautiful about them. It's one of the best thing when you're coming over here to learn about the Maasai. They still live in I don't know. Their houses are called manyatas. It looks like where Eskimos live. What they call this. Yeah. So it's beautiful actually when you go in and the way it's looking outside. So there's so many stuff about Kenya, and I guess I cannot mention all of them. So I'll just pass it over to Wamuyu also. Maybe she could say hi.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
Welcome, Andy. Tell us more about what you love about your country. Like there's no one else that can tell so good about their country, but representatives of this country.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. So Collins and Cecilia have preempted everything about Kenya. And one of the major things that I'm going to talk about is the technology. I am into technology, and modernization of how our country has viewed technology. We've been able to be given an opportunity to use that technology through education. Our government has given us an opportunity to access even free Wi-Fi that not so many African countries do have right now. And with the rise of modernization, we are able to be on the top list. And that's something that I appreciate as a Kenyan. And within East Africa, we are the hub. We are the hub of so many upcoming technologies, upcoming systems. And a very good example is how the government has brought the transportation system in our country using the technology. And we have SGR, the Madaraka Express, which I believe most of you, when you come to Kenya, you're going to use the train, the electric train that we are having right now. And the government is doing so much at the moment to ensure that we are on top of the world when it comes to technology. And more of it is we have ports where at least 4 countries depend on us when it comes to shipping goods from different countries overseas. We have that, which are mainly in Mombasa. And right now they are going to open a new port in Lamu, which is going to connect, which is near the Somalia border.
Kenyan border.
Sorry?
Somalia-Kenyan border.
Yes.
Just go on. Yeah.
Yes, Somalia border, which is a LAPSET. It's bigger, it's far much advanced, and our government is able to showcase that. We have been given that opportunity to interact with the entire world. We are not limited in terms of ideas or even shipping goods, exporting, importing, and that's something that most countries don't have that type of service at the moment. So technology in our country, after South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya comes down, and that one has placed us on the map. And we really appreciate that that our country is able to take that. We have so I think most of you know about M-Pesa. Most of you know about M-Pesa. M-Pesa is it is a mobile exchange of money where you can use your mobile phone, and it was one the best Africa mobile transfer without going to the bank, and someone can receive money whether it's in Russia, whether it's in Poland, whether it's in Zambia. And with that, Kenya is able to place itself on the map with the technology, with the knowledge, with the ideas of so many people. And something else is that we are able to coexist with the 42 to 44 tribes that we have, our main language being Swahili and English. Anyone who comes to Kenya, you can be able to communicate with anyone. Everyone understands English, everyone understands the international language, and it's not easy for you to get lost in between. So those are things that I am proud of. And even our system, the administration, we are all trying to have a way of providing good education. That's something which we are going to discuss later.
they've already transitioned to that point where the primary or the lower level, the junior primary school, they are able to access free education. And it's something that not so many people are able to have this. So with that, I appreciate being a Kenyan, being African, and I'm proud to say I'm glad to be part of this country and its development to where it's moving.
Wow, beautifully said.
Yeah,
Wow.
seems to be.
I love
I
it.
think that they have already created society in Kenya, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
To add on, I think Wamuyu, what just Wamuyu say, I think right now we have like great improvement in infrastructure in Kenya. It's like when she was mentioning something about the railway system, we just, when I flew in this year, I think we have something like a metro. It's something like you see, it's nice. We have modern highways right now. They are developing one. It's an access road to the CBD. Actually, what you realize about Nairobi, it's a very small county. It's a very small place when you're looking at the map of Kenya. All these other counties, they have, actually we are divided into counties. We used to be divided in province, but right now we are divided into counties. So Nairobi being the capital and being the hub, it's one of the smallest, but also one of the biggest population, see? So you'll find out most of the kind of population in Nairobi, it's not sparse. People are dense in one area. Like Nairobi, it's a small place with a lot of activities. And one thing I wanted to add before I can pause it, we have again, the game park is in the city. This is, I think it's the only country that have having a game park in a capital city, you know?
Yes, yes.
So I get, I'm also very proud to be Kenyan, you know. It's such a wonderful place. Every time I fly out, I always miss Kenya. It's great.
It's so good to hear that, you know, you can say you're proud of your country. Not everyone can say that. That is truly great to hear. It really is. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing such a great and beautiful things about your country. I actually found out a lot today. I really appreciate prepared so nicely. I just wanted to mention that in our broadcasts, we use the theory 6 handshakes, which says that we all connected with the chain by the chain of 5 or less acquaintances. And that's how we use actually information technologies nowadays and theory of 6 handshakes. And that's how we meet people in our broadcasts. So whoever watching us right now have to know that he can always, he or she may join us
next time.
Yeah, for the next time. And also participate and also represent the country. And it's very, very interesting because we find out about the country, about culture, about people, and it you know, widens our horizons, and we actually get to understand people from different countries better, and it's always enriching. So I would like to start the second part of our broadcast. Right, or Olga, I'm giving you the floor.
Maybe Leslie can introduce our second part, because we know he was our speaker of that grand conference that was 20th of December. So I think, Leslie, it's like, I think you are the one who should introduce to us this second part. Yeah, Leslie, please.
So the second part is our 8 foundations, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, and we would like to know what you like the most in reference to our 8 foundations. What do you find, which foundation do you find most important to you We can start with any of you that want to start.
Maybe we can start with a trailer. We prepared first.
That's
Yes, and I want to ask our technical support and prepare the trailer. We want to invite everyone to the upcoming conference. And actually, I believe Olga wanted you to say a few words about the conference that just happened in December. And maybe you could tell us about what really happened in December, what big event happened to everyone.
Yes, the event in December was remarkable. This event took place simultaneously over 35 languages, broadcast from here, from Atlanta. And I tell you, hundreds of thousands to millions of viewers all around the world participated in this conference. And the idea of having everyone at home at the moment, you know, with the pandemic and everything, has really brought the world together in a sense that we all have to evolve into something better. We all want love, we all want peace in our world, and the only ones that can do it is us. So we united that day. We united with this cause to address that everyone needs to speak. Everyone needs to come together. Everyone needs to decide what type of world we want to live in. And we have the power to do that. We have the power to do that. When the pandemic started, it sat everyone down. Why did the world stop? Because we stopped. Not because of any huge corporation or anything like that, because nothing moves without us. We are the United Nations of people, not United Nations, not power. Nation, not power, but people. People united. People decided we need to change the world. People decided from all corners of the world. And it was truly amazing. It was inspiring, and it has continued to be talked about. And we're in the information stage where we're talking to each other. We're awakening the spirits, the true spirits of people. And the reason that people is the #1 priority. We want free education. We want food on our tables for everyone. There is more resources in this world for everyone. For everyone. There is enough for everyone and everyone that comes into the world. And we have decided to let the world know that we all know this, and we all can come together and we all can make this happen. This is our will, this is our desire. And united we can, and united we will.
Thank you, Leslie. And in all cultures, there is an image of the ideal world in which people want to live. And this is the world that the prophets were talking about. Prophets of different times, and all of them, they were not talking and trying to bring religion into masses, but they actually were talking about the true knowledge that we are people and we should live in peace. And this is the time in March when we're going to get together again, everyone who supports creative society and wants to live in peaceful creative society. I'm inviting everyone to unite in conference on 20th of March. And this will be the international large-scale online event, Creative Society, what the prophets dreamed of. And it was initiated by participants of the project Creative Society. And this is actually the day when we all meet and discuss what we can do and how we can live in creative society, in a society, peaceful society, safe society, society of our dream. And I invite everyone to participate in it. And now I would like to ask our technical support to show us a trailer about the upcoming event.
It is the 21st century. We have launched rockets into space, but we still haven't learned to live in accord with each other. We have created many religions, but God is actually one. Why is everything divided and fragmented into parts? After all, the truth is one for everyone. Buddha said, if you really love yourself, you will never be able to hurt another person. But we say, I love you, and cause pain. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. Yet, why do we quarrel and fight all the time? Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught none of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. Look around. What kind of world are we living in today? Is this really what the prophets wanted? Creative Society, what the prophets dreamt of. Unifying Global Conference, March 20th, 2021. It is time to create the world that all the prophets dreamt of.
Yes, very much so. So tell us, what do you think? What's important to you?
What is creative society for you?
Yes.
What world would you like to live in?
I'm going to start.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to begin. One of the main things that basic needs that human needs are supposed to access is safety and security. Food security, safety in terms of security, whether it's harm or any threat. And that's one major thing that it touches me to the core, where if any child should not lack food, any human being should not lack food. We have the freedom to choose what we want. We have the freedom to express what we feel. And if we lack those basic needs as humans, then we are not able to live. We are not able to express ourselves in any way. So if we can be able to create a society and even implement policies that are towards food security, and even if it's physical security, that's one thing that I believe as human beings we can achieve. We can be able to push forward. We can be able to discuss, we can be able to secure that small space. And I believe even in Africa, so many people have come up with aids, so many people have come up with ways and means how we can be able to, to create this type of security. And if I am full, if I have food, then I'm able to do any other thing around me. And these kids, these children who are from a poor background, if they're able to access that type of security, then we, us who are maybe capable of doing that, should create such type of an environment for small and young kids. And also coming towards the social security as part of human safety, talk about terrorism, of which most of us have seen. And I believe that is one threat to humankind. That is human to human type of a threat. And if we are able to preach peace, if the government institutions are able to have that coexisting type of environment, then we wouldn't be talking about terrorism in most of the countries, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in the US, whether it's in Europe, then we wouldn't be talking about such things. And this will go down. I believe there's someone who's going to discuss about medical care and education. If we have safety, first from food and even the physical the physical security, then the rest is going to come down to it. So that is one fundamental or foundation of a creative society: food security and even the social security that we need to create. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I totally agree with you that if we have safety, we have everything, because certainly if you don't have a roof under your head and you don't have a place where to sleep, I mean, how you can think about something, I mean, the rest in your life. So basically this is very essential and fundamental. So I would like to read this third foundation and ask our technical support team to put it please on the screen again and draw the attention of our viewers, of our guests again, to this third foundation, so human safety. So let us read this foundation and then those maybe can comment. So no one and nothing in society has the right to create threats to life and freedoms of a human. And every human is guaranteed free provision of essential life necessities, including food, housing, medical care, education, and full social security. Scientific, industrial, and technological activities of the society should be aimed exclusively at improving the quality of human life. And the last two sentences, we have guaranteed economic stability in the creative society. It means no inflation or crisis, the same stable prices all around the world, one monetary unit, and fixed minimal taxation or no taxation at all. And of course, the safety of human and society from any kind of threats is ensured by the unified global service that deals with the emergency situations. So maybe as any one of you would like to comment on the last two sentences or of the third foundation, or maybe you would like to comment on another foundation.
Let me add on the last statement: guaranteed economic stability, no inflation and crisis, stable and same prices around the world, a single monetary unit, and a fixed minimal taxation or even tax. Right now, we are facing COVID-19. When the world went into lockdown, prices, so there was inflation of food, there was inflation of toiletries, and this is something that we ourselves should protect. We should be able to foresee such situations from the very beginning. And when we talk about stable and same prices around the world, how that can be achieved is through the government and administrations coming together to be able to show equality for the poor and even for the rich. We can all meet at the middle. No one will lack, no one will be able to struggle when it comes to having, whether it's food, buying, or even basic need. The whole world, everyone should be able to access these basic needs. And a single monetary unit, I remember there was a conversation that went around when it came to Africa having a single type of unit, but it wasn't achieved or it wasn't taken in properly, and brought a lot of political conversation in between. But the US have been able to achieve that. They have a single monetary, and right now most countries know that the dollar is the one that the dollar is the one that is the one that controls most of the, whether it's the stock market, whether it's the value of the money, or even the economic state of any country. And when we get to that level where we are able to stabilize in terms of dollars, in terms of our money, then we won't have a problem with accessing any safety, food, roofing, anything. And with that is some of the conversations that we need to push forward and even implement. And about fixed minimum taxation or no tax, how the government, we need to lower the taxes, depending with which country you come from, depending from the ethnic, depending on the level, whether it's poverty or whether it's been rich, then the government should be able to have an average or have an equal amount where everyone can be able to pay their taxes freely and be able, or even not tax to some of the things. When it's food, we shouldn't be taxing food. We shouldn't be taxing even education, where here there are some systems, there are some countries that do tax even the education system. So that is one thing that we should push forward. Right now we're having COVID, people are trying to adjust now to coming back, people are trying to adjust to making more money and be able to find security in all that they do. Then we need to implement policies that discuss about food, basic needs, and also inflation. The government should come in, and that's something that I think as this organization we can be able to implement towards to.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you for your ideas. And maybe for those who haven't heard about the 8 foundations of creative society yet, I can tell that you can easily find this article describing foundations and stages for building the creative society on allatraunites.com website. These foundations were formed as a result of thousands of interviews and social surveys in more than 180 countries during several years of social research conducted by ALLATRA International Public Movement participants. And I would like all of us to look at all of them, and maybe somebody can continue and tell us what they want to say about some of them.
I would like to take a floor. Actually, I would.
Thank you. Carolina, you wanted to take the floor and
Yes, thank
go
you.
ahead.
Actually, I wanted to build on what our previous colleague was saying. I totally subscribe to the importance of safety of any kind, but at the same time, the arguments or the problems that you raise, I think what we need is self-governing society. Actually, I really like this 8 foundation, especially when we look at what is happening now in the world. And here also in Africa, in Zambia, in Kenya, where the power of individuals, of personal interest overtakes the human aspect of what matters in the world. And I think, I don't know exactly how it should be governed and how it should be implemented in self-governing society. But I really like this idea, because I think what we are experiencing now, for example, with the pandemic, that was manipulated by certain people or certain individuals, big companies that have this power, they have money, and this helps them to do or to guide or to rule the world, whilst more than half of the population, global population, they live in the poverty. And even though people they are educated, and this is what I see here in Zambia or even in other countries that I live in Africa, people they are educated, they are youth. Zambia is a very young population. 86% of the population under 35, and actually these are the future of the country. But somehow, even though they are educated, they have in a way capacities, they have this willingness. They can't overcome the power of several or 1% or 10% of the people that govern the country. So I wonder how we can, through this initiatives, creative society, help and empower those young people that should be able to actually bring more to the changes and to fight all the challenges that we are now fighting with. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anyone else want to comment on some of the foundations?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, I think I want also to add on what Wamuyu said, especially on the security, education, health. I think these three things are supposed to always go hand in hand, because the health nation or the health country results to the wealth. Especially for Zambia, being landlocked, having less factories to produce, especially, when we talked about actually food, it's our wish that it shouldn't be taxed, which I support. But being a country that is landlocked, rather than the way Kenya is, and then you don't manufacture anything, it's a different scenario. And education, I think, to me, according to my opinion, is one of the most key thing, because everyone will be, the reasoning changes. If you're educated, the reasoning changes. Because if you are not educated, because if you look at the statistics, Kenya and Zambia, they are two different things. Because I was studying Kenya, so I know. And you find that the government, they use this advantage, to suppress the least educated. And if you look at the levels of the poor, the rich, the middle income class, it's quite difficult, because we don't produce anything. People, once they are given little things, they get happy, and I don't know how I can put it, or the best words I can use to describe some of these challenges, despite enjoying this peaceful a country without any international or local conflict, despite these political funny scenarios. But this is the reason why I'm loving this creative society, because it's anything starts by one step. So I think by me trying to learn and share with everybody, I can take, whatever piece of information I learn or an idea I get from wherever, Russia or Kenya, from my friends or colleagues, and, share with my friends. I think it all begins from there. Thank you.
I agree with you. Everything really starts from the first step. And then just imagine if every one of if everyone who knows about creative society already, because so many people know about it already, makes this step, just imagine, like, probably tomorrow we'll be living in creative society already. Just sometimes something holds people. So what do you think, why is it so important to share the information?
Okay. First of all, I just wanted to add on something that I think Rikon and Wamuyu never mentioned. So everything we've talked about, the education and the education, the health sector. One thing they haven't talked about, it's the political instability is killing everything in Africa, you know. Nobody wants to talk. It's the elephant in the room. Let's be sincere, you know. We're supposed to be way back ahead, but political instability is killing African countries. That's the biggest elephant in Africa. Africa is a food basket for everything, you know. We have minerals. We grow everything. But then at the end of the road, it's political instability. The political instability in Africa, it's very, very bad. We have government systems. We lie to ourselves most of the time that we are living in a democratic countries in Africa. But most of the government, they are more likely to be hereditary, you know. Most of the Africa's country, you can see it's either the brother, the father, the cousin was also a president. It also happened in states, you know, something like Bush, his dad was also a president. But here in Africa, it's like once you lead a country, it means that you own the country, you know. It's like these politicians forget about the common one. We call it the common mwananchi. The mwananchi, it's a Swahili word which means a person. Okay, so it's killing a lot of things, a lot of education system and the healthcare system, you know. But we are quite fortunate. We have some few leaders who are working in Africa. Like I believe Kagame is doing something great for Rwanda. You know, Rwanda is it's a very economical hub. It's also a tech hub. Like I was there last year, and it's good. And Olga, you're saying something about. I wanted to chip in on something about. Kindly come up again.
I am thinking which Olga.
Olga, yeah. Before I interjected you.
Yes, I was asking. Yes, I was asking. How do you think it's important to share information about creative society? Do you agree that faster we share the information, faster we'll be able to jump into a second step and keep moving forwards and forwards towards creative society, and we'll achieve it faster?
Yeah, I actually the first day the other Olga was telling me about the creative society. I was interested because the main thing I saw about this society, it's because you talk the reality, you know. The Western media is lying to us a lot of stuff, you know. People don't know Africa, like people have a different picture about Africa. Sometimes I've been a victim in so many countries. Like I think some years back in Europe, somebody is like, how did you come to our country? You know, people think like we're still walking, we don't have cars, or, you know, the media is giving us a lot of information. That's why I believe in creative society. Let's talk about the truth. Let's talk about the truth about what's affecting us. Let's try and solve it according to us without ourselves lying to each other that we're doing great, or we are doing something different. But at the end of the day, it's what you are being fed with these giants media. It's not what really happens in Africa. That's why I'm very interested. So it's the way we transverse this information. It's the way what we talk about, and it's a very good concept. That's why I'm very interested, and I'm really keen to learn more about this society.
Yes. This is transparency within itself amongst people. Only the people can tell you what's going on. And we're here talking about it, and we are here not only talking about it, but we're willing to do something about it. We're willing to change the way we live. And that's where it starts. It starts with us. And the idea that we can talk with each other all around the world. I mean, what could be better at this moment? To hear you speak and to hear you speak of the realities of everything. And we're learning from each other. This is an education. This is an education that we've never received here in the Western world. This is truly what we need to know, and not through the media. We need to talk to each other, and that's what we're doing.
And we have everything to actually do it. Yes. I just wanted to add something to what was said, that actually I lost the thought.
I think we're so much interconnected. Like now we have like this, the West is talking to the rest of the world, because we have now like Leslie from the United States, we have now Colin from Kenya, and we are not afraid of each other. We are very like open to each other, and it's great. All together we can build this world where we are very easy can talk to each other, very easy can travel to the countries of each other, and very strong together. So that's why thank you so much, Leslie, for joining us today, because we cannot take everything in one telebridge. And 12th of March, the coming Friday, Collins, you can join us also to discuss the transparency, because it's going to be dedicated to the mass media, the role of the mass media, the responsibility of journalism in the creative society, and what we can do to create a demand, to our colleagues in this related to the mass media field, to decide what to be shown to us, to decide what we want to see, and to decide what we don't want to see. And we don't want to see the conflicts and instigation of wars. We just want really to be happy in the world where we are, because this world belongs to us, to human beings. So if you want to be a speaker and continue the discussion about transparency, because our technical support team just showed to us the fourth foundation, because you just mentioned transparency, and it is about openness of information for all. And we again can read it on the screen. We'll be discussing it in a more extensive way the coming Friday. And by the way, if you maybe have colleagues or friends or any one of you who related to journalism to some extent, please invite them for the discussion, because the more people we will bring to the round table, the easier and faster for us it will be to build this creative society.
Thank you, Olga. And what I wanted to add, that actually on one side it's political instability, and on the other side it's us people who are sharing the information. It's us people who are making choice and taking this responsibility on what we want to share and what we want to hear from others, and our reaction. Every one of us has social media, right? And every one of us connected to other people, and what we talk about, what information we share. I think it's time for us to take responsibility and make the right choice. So also, do we want to discuss some other foundation? Is anyone ready to share something? I believe there was somebody who wasn't speaking yet.
Yeah, Mauvik.
Yes, but it's Cecilia.
Yes, Cecilia.
Yes. I've been listening for such a long time. What was the question?
The question was, how do you see the progressive community of the 21st century, and how you can see implementation of creative society in your country? And yeah, what all of us can do to make it happen?
Yeah, what I'll say about my country is that Kenya, I think things are really changing. I know Kenya, we are always, what is dragging us behind in Kenya is tribalism. It's too common here in Kenya, tribalism, especially when we go for, we are choosing the leadership. We don't go for the right people. People mostly, they just choose because they go for, when we go for voting, we vote according to our tribes. We don't look for the right people. And this is what is dragging us behind. And I think because of this, things are really not going on well. But right now, I think people have changed. They've seen the leadership that we choose. And I think things are really changing, because this time, I think when we go for election, people are going to choose the right people who are supposed to do the right things. We are not going to vote for our tribes, because that is really affecting us, is what is dragging us behind. So I think things are really changing, and next time when we are going for election, we are hoping for better leadership. And if leadership is okay, I think everything is going to be fine. Everything is going to go to run well in our country. Kenya is a good country. Kenya, there are people who are peaceful people. And we are hoping if we choose the right leaders, and if we have the right leadership, then things are going to be okay. That's what I'm thinking. And that's what I know.
And if we talk about the whole world, what can we do for all people to unite? How can we unite around the one goal, creative society? Because creative society is not only for Kenya, it's also for Ukraine, for US, for Zambia, for Uganda, for European countries, and it's for everyone. How can we unite to achieve creative society all together? Because if we'll be counting on leaders, we won't achieve anything, because look what we have right now. We always counted on some leaders to lead us. And what if we have self-governing society? When we choose.
If we talk about, for example, right now we are uniting together, and because of social media, we can unite, and everybody is talking about his own country. So if we unite, I think unity is the main thing here. So if we unite, everything gonna be okay.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think the solution is by what we are doing, because we cannot go out of our own house and then find the solution for the neighbors. So it's by doing whatever possible where we belong or where we are to make sure that we make our society, what I'm trying to say is to make our family active. Then we go to the neighbors, then we go to the larger countries. Because if we start outside, they might point fingers at us and saying, look where you are coming from. And that still goes back to what Collins was saying about these political situations. Because when there was Al Shabaab fights in Kenya, that time I was there. I know what tribalism is. Here in Kenya, here in Zambia, there's no tribalism. We have 74 languages. We have 10 provinces. There's no tribalism. the tribalism you hear about is just being perpetuated politically. Here in Zambia, when you meet someone, you ask him or her, what's your name? They'll just tell you the first name. In Kenya, I was involved in so many situations whereby they will ask my last name. What is my last name? So that they know whether I'm Kikuyu or I'm Luo. It's different. It's different here in Zambia, but you only hear it from politics. So it's really funny how we differ in these countries. So there is no special solution to one, but it's about this, because you might find that your solution is not fitting in our problem. So that's where we need to really strategize and see how well we can support one another. By this, I share what my problems are, you share what your problems are, and this is being active to me. So that's my opinion.
I want to come in this, and I really want to mention something. Let me talk of the social media. Social media. This is one of the biggest tool of spreading rumors.
Of propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda. Like me personally, I can tell you what I do. Like I've been in Facebook from like 2004. This year is the only year that I decided and I quitted Facebook because it's no longer spreading the message. You know, it's the way we are using social media. I believe we are still using social media in a very different way, not only in Africa but in the whole world. We are getting a different concept of social media. It's great thing like I've been in these ages of social media. Things are changing. Like when you look at something like Facebook, people can sell stuff on Facebook right now. I'm trying to imagine the kind of Facebook that we used to use. Like I'm from the generation where we used to like smartphone. I was in the transition of the older generation phones and the smartphones. I was in the generation where we used to upload Facebook pictures from, they used to exist like a JPEG from a digital camera. It's not like people can get Facebook from their phones. So the concept is, how are we using this social media to spread the good words, to spread, you see? It's upon us. It's upon us. We are using this social media to spread something different. We find people like, instead of them to be role models, they are using these avenues like social media to make money. You see, we are getting to technological advancement. Instead of the technology to assist us, we are using this technology to make money. I think we should change the narrative. The social media it's not here to make money. It's here to unite us. It's here to speak one language. It's here to understand that things exist differently in some different areas. You know, that's what I believe. That's what we have to change. You know, and it's upon us. You know, it's like because right now we have people joining social media at very tender age. Like kids from middle school are joining social media. For my time, I joined social media when I was done with my upper school. That I think it's high school, you know. And so you see the kind of these kids, they are growing up knowing the kind of information they are being fed on social media. So these are the basic things we have to change. We have to try and accommodate everyone in social media. Social media right now, it's not like we have like this and this age in social media. No, we have everyone. We have a situation where you can be a grandmother and let me give an example of, let's say, a person like me, I can have a situation where my grandmother is on social media, my father is on social media. If I happen to be having kids, or my kids are on social media, you see, that's a clan. So it depends what you're feeding them. It depends what I'm getting from my grandmother. It depends what I'm getting from my father. So it depends also what I'm feeding my kids down there. So the perfect tool is social media right now. We have to change the concept. We have to change our thinking if we want us to believe and to talk one language. For me, that's my belief.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to add something in regards to what Cecilia, Collins, and Rikon have said, but mostly is on how we can be able to educate. The first fundamental of Ultra is human life. If we can be able to look at what we offer to any human being, then we can be able to educate anyone, tell them creative society is all about protecting anyone who is next to you. Through that type of education, through that type of creating a small society. And a good example is a narrative and a story that has often been used. When I'm able to sweep my doorstep, and my neighbor does the same, and the neighbor does the same, then we create a clean environment. And with this, we are able to protect, we are able to ensure that our world has that type of peace, that type of, not a utopia, I'm not going to use the word utopia, but it's creating a society that is for one another. And as much as Africans, as much as we have the political differences that we have, whether it's through tribalism, which, as you've heard, Kenya, we've been faced with that. We also need to step up, each and every one of us. Next year, yes, Kenya, we are going to go into elections, but everyone, as Cecilia said, we are peaceful. After the 2007 post-elections, we valued human life. Whether it was this tribe, whether it was Kikuyu, whether it was Luo, we value the peace. Everyone values their own peace in their own homestead. And with that type of education, telling people that we can prioritize on human safety, on development, on creating ideologies and boosting them, helping people grow their own talent, then all these put together, we are able to push forward, we are able to leave an example, and others can emulate us through our own actions, through what we are telling them. And I believe that if we continue preaching the word creative, having a creative society, then we are able to neutralize, we are able to create an environment or even a platform for everyone to express themselves without fear, without being judged, without being demoralized by their race. Right now, Collins, when he says he fears his color when he was in Europe, once we've educated people about human life, it doesn't matter the color of your skin, doesn't matter the gender, whether you're young or you're old, we all have a part and parcel to live in this society. That is one thing that I believe Ultra is doing, and we believe that by pushing forward these fundamentals, by implementing and even involving the government to push and spread the word about human life and what peace means to us, then we'll be able to live in a more conducive environment and have the best. And even a generation that comes after, and even the generation that comes later, we'll be able to learn from us who have been there before. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate everything, all our guests said, and it's really nice to hear your opinion from Kenya and from Zambia and find out what people from these countries think about foundations, creative society, and this is enriching our total picture of the creative society, and every new person adding something, contributing to this picture of creative society, the society we all want to live in. And our broadcast is coming to the end, and I would like to say that it's very easy to join Creative Society project. All you need to do is go to allatraunites.com website, and you will see the red button, join us, on the top right corner. When you press on it, you see a few questions you need to answer, and click join. You can participate actively, you can just receive information about project and just share it with your friends and relatives and everyone you know, and join the project and be part of Creative Society. And right now it's the great time for us to unite and start acting. The time when technologies allow us to get together like we did today and talk about things that are important. And before we finish, Olga, would you like to say what you want to show to our viewers and our guests?
Yeah, thank you so much for today. And please, our technical support team show to us the trailer with elephant.
Elephants are habituated to a rope since childhood. First, they are tied to a tree, and an elephant calf trying to escape understands that the rope is many times stronger than him. Then, already being a grown-up elephant, he no longer even makes attempts to become free, because he understands that the rope, which is stronger than him, will win anyway. And when already a human the strength of a human and an elephant is incomparable, but an elephant still submits to a human and follows him with his head down, is the same in human society.
The whole point, imagine. An ordinary human, skinny and little, is leading an elephant on a rope. Why? Because the elephant believes that the rope is holding him. Friends, we have the same thing. Nothing is holding us, except our imaginary rope. And I would simply like to say, friends, let us stop being stupid elephants, and let's become humans.